It's a new mechanic to give your Pokemon like shiny form. That's cool.
Okay, we are now officially live here.
Well,
Should we put this in the Discord or should we just go along with it?
Hey, drop it, bro. I mean, that's what the shameless self-promotion is for.
yeah.
Drop shit.
Okay.
And hopefully we build it and they will come. CUM.
Alright.
Build it and they will come. Oh,
They will come, cyberpunk music.
They will come.
my God, this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, what?
Already off to a good start.
Damn it.
You seen that fucking video of just people cutting off Keanu Reeves' dialogue in Cyberpunk every time he says some sexual shit? Oh, fuck it. Just the Cyberpunk music.
Jesus.
Son of a bitch.
He said he wants to play an older Batman, and I'm just like, nah, dude. As much as I can imagine him in many different roles, Batman's not one of them, dude.
Is he really wanting to play that?
What he said. I think he would be way better suited for Nightwing.
Yeah, I could see that. It's at least better than fucking Batman.
Like an older Nightwing after Batman's already been dead for a while. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
And plus, how many times have we seen Batman? Can we move on?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. I would honestly like it. Like, I know the Joker as a concept has been explored again and again.
Yeah.
But I really feel like the the newer Joker that everyone fucking freaked out about, I feel like you could do a lot more with that one specifically.
Yeah.
So that could be very interesting to see. Like, I think like I'm not even really that into it, but I think Batman is the most boring shit about anything in Batman. Batman is the most boring character in anything Batman. Like, all the other characters are really fucking interesting, I feel. Like Scarecrow and all these guys. I don't know.
I was a Batman the Animated Series guy, so like
Boy.
that version of Bruce Wayne really heavily explored his ties to like being a ninja and all this other shit. So it made him much cooler. And plus, in relation to the villains, he didn't just kick the villain's ass. It was interesting to see him have to wiggle his way out of the fact that these fucking super villains were trying to kill him. You know, he was all the time like getting knocked out by different gases, being restrained, and like, I don't know, man. I felt like that was the most balanced, interesting Batman that I've ever seen was Batman the Animated Series.
I haven't seen that, so I don't know, but I'll
You never
check
watched
it
Batman
out.
the Animated Series?
Oh,
No, I
dude.
don't have. It wasn't ever on here, and I've never really been interested, really. So
Produced by Steven Spielberg, dude.
really?
Oh, dude. Danny Elfman does the movie for it. Or not the movie for it, but the music for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever watched the
I
Harley
think
Quinn
so.
series?
Hold on just a second. Let me make sure that's him. That may not be him. I know he did the Batman movie at the time.
Yeah. But I like the Harley Quinn series when when in one scene from that, when the Joker has like Batman tied up and he reveals that it's Bruce Wayne. And it's like,
Yeah.
Wayne Tech promised me an electric
Yeah,
car by
theme
this
music
year.
composer Danny Elfman.
Oh, so he did the theme music. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Wayne Tech promised an electric car by this year. I put a deposit down. Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce? That shows.
Dude. So good. And of course, you know, that version of the Joker is seen as being one of the greatest ever. Mark Hamill does the fucking voice acting for Joker on that.
Oh yeah.
On the Harley Quinn series?
No, on Batman the Animated
I was about
Series.
to say, I thought that was a different guy.
Yeah, he's known as like the best voice for the Joker by a lot of people.
I can see that. I respect the fuck out of Mark Hamill. He's a great dude.
And that's where Harley Quinn came from. Harley Quinn was first introduced on Batman the Animated Series,
Really?
not in the comic books. Yeah, that came after the fact.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. If I can't hype it up enough, you know.
See, that shows my inferior intellect when it comes to this stuff. Like a lot of the shit that you guys grew up on, like you guys had the Batman animated series, the Spider-Man shit,
God.
He-Man, and fucking all this Adult Swim shit. We didn't have none of that. We had
Bro.
we had SpongeBob, we had Shin-Chan, and maybe Codename Kids Next Door.
Yeah,
That's about
At least
it.
you had Shin-Chan.
bro.
Shin-Chan was amazing. I love that shit.
Yeah, we didn't really have it as much here.
I'm on Fox Kids for some reason.
Bro. How did they fuck you out of all those good shows?
Fox Kids, a fucking kids TV channel, and it shows a little boy fucking shaking his ass as the main series.
Crazy.
Yeah,
We had Bobby's World.
never heard of that.
Bobby's World was funny as shit. Howie Mandel,
Oh,
you know who that is? Yeah, it was his cartoon.
okay. No, yeah, we mostly had like, even with the show, the channels rather that we had, like Nickelodeon, fucking Jetix, all the shit that
Yeah.
share. There were still a lot of shows that didn't make it over here because it's like, because it comes from America, it's like American audience first, and then they see, oh, is this popular enough? Will this maybe reach a worldwide audience? And then they start translating it, and then it's like, this country might get it, but this country might not. There's a lot of French like shows in France as well that we never got, like shows from America to France, but not to the Netherlands for some reason. I'm like, God damn, give it. We want to see it.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
So I guess learning English was a huge benefit to be able to enjoy content that otherwise you would never get to enjoy.
100%. If I didn't like, thankfully TV over here had this cool thing where until like 8 p.m. it would just be Dutch, like Dutch voiced shit. And then after 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., channels like Nickelodeon would switch over to English voice acting, but Dutch subtitles. And that helped an awful fucking lot, because I learned a lot of English that way, just naturally hearing it and reading the words in Dutch.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so that's that. Okay. And that's how I got the accent as well, because I speak a very general American accent. That's
Yeah.
from learning all of this bullshit.
That's a really neat thing to learn about.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you benefited from that. Interesting story, dude. We weren't live yet, were we?
No,
No,
we're
we are.
live now, but the fucking... What sucks about me doing this is that we keep skipping frames and shit, and I can't change it during live shit, so...
Yeah, it'll fuck up.
Yeah.
Because it once you go live, it won't let you change things. It's annoying as hell. It's happened to me several times.
Yeah, see, look again, fucking skipped frames again, what the fuck? 5 notifications of skipped frames and shit. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I can try it if you want me to.
I mean, does the audio stay consistent?
I don't know, I'm not listening to the audio on that one. So,
Yeah,
It seems to be consistent.
yeah, the audio's staying consistent, but...
Cool.
I mean, as long as that's fine.
Yeah.
We can deal with some skipping frames.
It would be interesting to rip the audio from our video and post it on like one of those podcast stations. Then we'd be official. Then we would be official. Because I know some people talk shit about calling something a podcast when there isn't even an audio version of it. And it's just like, come on, bro. It's just the term. It's the term for everything like this now. Get over it.
The gatekeepers of podcasting over here.
There's gatekeepers and everything. It's so funny. It's like people will gatekeep over anything because it's anything that's enjoyable, you will find eccentrics, even things that aren't enjoyable, like there's gatekeeping on, like, oh, your leg's not fucked up enough to be called this. There's gatekeeping in everything, dude. It's fucking crazy. Like,
Well, speaking of gatekeeping, there's a topic I wanted to get into today. From an
I
article I
have
read
been
last
named.
night, says subscription services can reduce game quality. Sony says Sony makes interesting comments about how games offered on subscription services could potentially harm consumers due to lower game quality. It says
That
the quote from their legal counsel, Levy and Solomon, states here, while Sony agrees that subscription services compete with games purchased for a one-time fee, the lower immediate costs of subscription services to consumers can make publishers who recoup significant investment in games by selling them for an upfront fee uncompetitive. This can harm consumers by reducing the quality of the game.
false.
I do think there's some truth in that, but it's just very ironic coming from a company that offers a subscription service that is very, 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 very quality.
Yeah.
So,
Or a company who hasn't done anything to make their latest console worth buying, in my opinion, because they don't produce any quality games. And all of the quality games that they've said that they're about to put out, they keep pushing back further. And they just keep completely fucking the people who bought a PS5 for an extremely stupid amount of money because they had faith in the company, dude. They had faith in Sony, and why wouldn't they? A lot of times they do deliver. But you're telling me the PS5 has been out for how long now? And they have what?
mhm.
What do they have?
Demon Souls remake and a tech demo.
And now they're like, yeah, but we have the PSVR 2.0, and it's like, people want games, dude.
Yeah.
Make
What do you
games.
have
What
for
is
the
wrong with
PSVR
you?
too?
What are you gonna do? Spend some more money on PS4 games to play on your PS5? No, motherfucker. Give us PS5 games. What are
The
you gonna do?
PS5,
How long have they
but the
fucking been talking about
PS5 with the
God of War Ragnarok? How long have they been talking about that shit?
oh god, dude! And they push. What was it that they just pushed back? The Gollum game even got delayed.
Did it really?
Really?
Yeah, the Gollum game got delayed. I was like, dude, of all games to get delayed, this one, the Gollum game gets. Can y'all finish anything? It's crazy, dude. Like my best friend has one. Nate has one. A bunch of my best friends have PS5s, and they're just sitting there waiting. Like, and I feel bad because Nate bought me this Xbox, and I'm playing all kinds of shit on there. Like, the quality of my gaming experience on Xbox did nothing but go way up as soon as I got Game Pass. So there's that theory in the fucking mud. For me, from personal experience, I don't have to read an article and guess. I know better. That's not true. Xbox has proved that a monthly service that gives you access to games can produce buys for good games because I bought Resident Evil 7. It went off Game Pass, and I went out and bought it. That's proof that Game Pass will cause you to go buy games.
Yeah. Oh no, I do like that's the tiny little caveat where I do agree with you, where Xbox does this monthly subscription shit very, very well. Because
Yeah.
they just have a very low price. $1 a month for
Crazy.
free video games. That's insane. Whereas but then, every other company like Sony, $60. And with their new PS5 and all this shit, now it's like $70, $80 or some shit.
And of
Which-
course, Nintendo with their Nintendo Switch Online.
well,
Oh, it's so bad, dude. That's so bad.
like,
It's $15 for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
yeah.
Okay? With that is an unbelievable catalog. You get the EA catalog also.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you their subscription service with it and what Game Pass offers. Dude, that's unbelievable, bro. And it gives you gold. Like, you get Xbox Gold that way too. It's like all bundled into this big fucking thing for $15 a month.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I will kind of defend Nintendo because their original subscription service, $20 for a whole year, and then you get like some NES and SNES games. Okay, if they were better in quality, I'd be happier. But take
That's
what you,
not bad. That's the one that I have.
yeah, take what you can get with Uncle Nintendo, right? But that new subscription service,
Oh God, dude, that is so bad, man.
yeah, it's the
That's
most
so
garbage
bad.
emulation for $50.
It's disrespectful, dude. Honestly, that and it wouldn't be so bad if they hadn't talked about it like this is our answer to Game Pass.
Yeah.
And it was bad. That was a shitty answer. So you're telling me you can't pull off emulation that I saw people doing on MacBooks in like 2003?
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude. There is not a cell phone that hasn't been made in the past 10 or 15 years that can't play fucking play Sega Genesis games
Yeah, exactly.
correctly. I mean, you can emulate those shit so easy, bro. I mean, and Nintendo 64, it's been the last probably 8 to 10 years, every cell phone known to mankind can emulate N64 games. Please, man.
It's so weird because like I know some people that would genuinely like if they took some of the N64 games on the subscription service, right? And they just put it on the store for people to buy, even if it was $60 and you own it, I know people that would pay that money for it.
Yeah.
But Nintendo just refuses to do the good thing for their consumers. They are so anti-consumer for no reason, and I don't get it.
It's been weird recently. But that decline started, I would say,
After
around the beginning of the 3DS and when the Wii U came out, with them just being really stupid about what retro games they put on the market and how they deal with their shops. Because before then, like with the Wii and all, back then you could get fucking everything on there. There was tons of shit available to download and stuff like that. But I mean, just look at the fucking how much shit was re-released on the fucking Game Boy Advance, and I mean, they were always re-releasing stuff.
Yeah.
Like even on the GameCube, Ocarina of Time was one of the discs that came with the fucking console at one point. Like they were re-releasing retro stuff like crazy, and now it's just like the shittiest offerings that they've ever had for their retro stuff, is for the Switch.
Yeah, it's really weird.
The most capable machine that they could have had for emulation. The most badass. I mean, you could have really badass experiences with retro games on that console, but it is just not there right now at all.
Yeah. And the thing that disappoints me about it is the Genesis thing, because they have the Genesis emulator on there as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, they don't even have all the Sonic games on there. They have Sonic 2 and Sonic Spinball. And then they got a bunch
Why,
of shit on
dude?
there.
Why? I didn't even know that. That is so stupid, man.
Yeah, I took a look at the list of what they had on the fucking Genesis thing, and it was not good. They didn't even have Decap Attack on there, which is one that I played on
And
the
they
Wii.
expect people to pay $30 a month for that? Why would you do that? Why would you do? It would be better off for you to buy in 1 year. It would be better off for you to buy both consoles and those actual games. You will spend more money paying $30 over and over and over and over and over again than you would just buying the entire console and those games that are honestly way more expensive than they should be. The Genesis games, not so much, but definitely the 64 games. But dude, fuck it, man. At that point, dumping $30, you wait 2 months and there you go. Buy the fucking Mario game, $60. You can get a fucking cart. You're good. Like I would never ever pay for that service ever.
Yeah.
Or if you have a 360, just buy the Ultimate Genesis collection.
You know what I mean? Like there's many Genesis collections out there for like every console past a certain point. Sega just hoard itself out, which, whatever. But why I just don't understand why you would do the Switch that way. Like they had an opportunity, and still do if they could just update what they're doing, to be competitive with Xbox on the subscription service. But they have like this premium, elitist, fucking shiny, polished, best gaming fucking system out there mentality. And it's just like they can do no wrong in their own eyes. Like Nintendo never feels like they do anything wrong. I get that they've taken some of the biggest risks I've seen, and have hit home runs and totally shit the bed at points.
Oh yeah.
But like, dude, our generation that grew up with those systems are still here for it. And why would you not want to make money on that? It's not like other consoles where they have issues putting out retro consoles because they don't own the license to all this shit. Nintendo owns the license to all this shit, dude. Like, what the fuck? I just don't understand it.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta go check if my cats aren't dead.
Damn kitties.
Yeah. And it's kind of odd to see like diehard Nintendo fans not realize that Nintendo back then is not the Nintendo now.
Oh, whoa. Yeah. No. Nope. But the game is totally different. Everything has changed. The world is a different place.
Right.
So you got to evolve. Everything has to be different. And the part that I like about Nintendo is the risks that they've taken and what they've been able to do along the way with like innovating the way we think about gaming. If you think about it, like the Wii, when I first saw the Wii and even heard the name of it, I was like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Now I love it. It's one of my favorite consoles. Not only that, the GameCube, dude. I thought that was the dumbest looking thing, that it had the worst game selection, that it was for kids only, and I shouldn't even care about it. It's the console I end up getting because it went on sale and I was broke. And I learned to love it, and I thought it was great. So there's things that, even with the Switch, dude, they took a huge risk. Instead of beefing up and like going more powerful than the Wii U, like by a shit ton, and like just having a monster system that compete with everything else, they totally could have done that. But they didn't.
They could have had the PlayStation.
They could have had the PlayStation, but instead they fucking built the fucking Switch, dude. And it's crazy, and it's totally successful. So there's a lot of things that I really respect Nintendo for, and I think that they're doing great. When it comes to this streaming shit and the prices that they've had on their marketplace, they're really fucking up.
Yeah. You gotta give Nintendo credit where it's due, because like they absolutely changed the game in a lot of ways.
Times.
Yeah, like a lot of their failures as well. If you look at it, like they had failures like the Virtual Boy and fucking the Wii U, but then later on, and then later on they just kind of like they made the same system essentially, but just actually executed it well the second time. And I think that's really interesting of Nintendo to do, to not let go of those old ideas, because they were interesting. The consoles were just shit.
Yeah.
And what I find funny now is that people are still shitting on Xbox, even though, like, the thing is, what I find with Xbox is that they're growers, not showers. They don't come out the gate with amazing stuff. They develop it over time. Like, Phil Spencer, I believe, is like the best head they've had for Xbox in a long time, because he's changed how they operate for like the last 8 years and shit. He's the one that led for the shit.
Phil Spencer. Yeah, Phil Spencer is a very respectable dude. I will still laugh at Xbox, but you gotta respect it. Like, they are, in terms of just like consistency that they have, they're fucking almost unbeaten. Because Sony can swing shit out of the park, but they can also fail miserably. And Xbox is just kind of like either in the middle or slightly up from the middle. And that's fantastic.
Nintendo is king of being supremely douchey, even when they fail.
Yeah.
PlayStation is like this elitist exclusive club you know.
Yeah.
And Xbox is like PC gaming's little punk brother that only they can pick on.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's the thing is like I don't mind Xbox myself, but it's just like why would I buy an Xbox when I have a PC type deal?
I think the benefit is that they work so seamlessly together. And when you're not wanting to put, when, like for me, the benefit, and I've got to work around this because HD capture is giving me a fucking issue for some reason. That program is demanding way too much out of my computer when I'm streaming. But it's nice to be able to go into a capture card with the Series X and play games at that quality and not be pushing my computer to do that while I'm streaming.
Yeah, true.
That's the benefit that I get out of it because when you're gaming on a console and then you're streaming 3 or 4 different platforms, it's nice to have one machine handling the weight of the game and the other machine to just be handling the weight of streaming. So there are benefits to it for sure, but when I want freedom and I want to be able to mod and I want to be able to do whatever, PC gaming's where it's at without a doubt.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is handy to have a separate system handle
Yeah.
the heavy work. That's absolutely. Plus, the the thing that Xbox does that I really like is they have a console that you can put an emulator on.
Yes. Through the
And that-
browser, you can get RetroArch on an Xbox without a doubt.
Yeah, and that is fan-fucking-tastic.
And they've done nothing to patch it.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that they will.
Okay, this is our little gift to you.
Yeah, well, the Xbox One could
Don't
do
tell
it
your mother.
too. You can do that on it. You can put RetroArch on an Xbox One, relatively easy, around the same way. It's just a browser hack, but and the PS3. That's how you get those modded too. Is just through the browser. That's opened up a world of possibilities. But here's the thing: the Xbox Series X is powerful enough to run a browser that lets you play games inside the browser. So you can emulate 64 on the browser on the Xbox. So you don't even have to download an emulator if unless you're wanting to go to specific things. You know, if you just want to find browser-based emulation and run that on the Xbox, it's totally capable of that.
Shit, nice.
Yeah.
See that? 100% respect. Because you're not going to get that with fucking Sony.
No.
They're going to make you pay $5 for Crash Bandicoot, whether you
Yep.
fucking want it or not.
Whether you want it or not. And it won't even be the remastered version.
Yeah.
Which was hard as bitch, by the way.
I wouldn't say it was hard necessarily, but the changing of the physics and some of the hitboxes fucked with me.
Dude, it was so weird for me. I played the original one so much. Playing that one really fucked with me, and it made me so mad, dude. I couldn't get past certain parts. I was getting so angry.
The physics are way different. It's really weird. They tried
Yeah.
to stay kind of close to it, but it's just slightly different, and it's just kind of fucks with you.
Mhm.
When you're
Yeah,
doing
it was different.
when you're doing that level on the bridge, you're like, oh, fuck you. I'm just going to skip it. I'm jumping on the rope. You're going to
Nope.
slide off.
Yeah.
The
Sucks,
original
man.
you could.
Shit's fucking crazy. Where's time gone?
I will, like,
Over
give Sony credit.
Over
in
there,
that
over there, and up there.
Like, at least with Sony, if you pay $5 for Crash Bandicoot, you get Crash Bandicoot
Yeah.
for $5. And sometimes you can even get the entire trilogy for $5 when it's on sale, which is regularly. Nintendo doesn't really do sales that often, and the games that they offer, like, I'm not gonna pay $9 for fucking Balloon Fight. Like, those prices are stupid for a NES game.
Yeah. And they're also very interested in any game that has Nintendo on it being $60 forever.
Yeah, I don't want to pay $60 for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe again.
Dude, it's like whenever Breath of the Wild has been out, you know, it was out on the Wii U, man. Like,
Yeah.
can y'all give it a rest with $60?
Mm.
Charging people $60 for that game. I bought the physical fucking game for $20. because I would never pay $60 for that game that's been out that long. I'm just not going to do. Is it a great game? Yes, one of the greatest. But guess what? I'm not paying $60 for it like fucking 5 years after it came out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
Xbox does the same shit though. It does the same shit for the DLC for Resident Evil 7. We just paid like fucking $30 for all that.
Oh,
The season pass was still $30, and I know you can't buy that physically.
Jesus.
So that is what it is, you know. I bet you the Resident Evil shit's going to be the same way. They might drop it like 20 bones at a time and put out a few of them.
Yeah,
Or something like that. 30.
But it's this brand. It's justified. No, it isn't.
Dude, I'm telling you, the live streams, we invest in that shit, bro. I go out and buy that hot sauce. We get to buy the DLC, buy all that shit.
That sriracha broke the bank.
Dude, that hot sauce is usually cheap, bro. No more. One of those bottles was like $6. I was like, what the fuck, man? But I had to do it. I'm doing it. I'm buying that bottle of hot sauce. Fucking, yeah, dude. Like the games are like outrageous. Like the game Stray that Nikki got, that one was only like $30, I think.
Yeah,
It was cheap.
that's a great fucking game. That's like an indie game, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that totally makes sense for that game. It just came out, $30. You're not going to be spending 100 hours on this fucking game. You can't just like, you know, play it forever. It's just an action adventure game. That makes sense to me. That totally makes sense to me. $30 brand new.
Yeah, I think people in general price their games too high nowadays. And I don't know if it's because they think it's worth that much or if it's like an industry standard or whatnot.
I think it's industry standard shit, honestly, because it's just like the length of a song. You know, a lot of people be like, "Oh, modern songs are this long, so this is where we ended," and it's like used to people would play until they were done with what they were trying to express, right?
Yeah. But it's like there's some indie games that come out and they're like AAA, $60. Get
Yeah.
it, right? Industry standard that's everywhere. But then you get to certain indie games and then it's like some of them are 40, some of them are 30, some are 20, some are 15, some are maybe 5.
Yeah,
And they're very varying. It's really strange. You'd think that it'd be like just a system of AAA is this, indie is this, instead of these varying fucking
it can be confusing sometimes.
yeah. Because sometimes there's studios attached to these games too. That it's like, aren't you a fucking AAA studio?
Yeah,
Oh, but this is an indie game. It's like $45, please. No, motherfucker.
nope.
This is an indie game. Put a second mortgage on your house.
Yeah,
Like I don't
that
even
shit's funny.
I don't even buy AAA games for $60. I wait till that shit's on sale. I love being a late adopter. Like,
I don't even buy AAA batteries.
like I got the PS3 and the PS4 games that I have. I bought when they were like $5 to $20 at most. I have a whole collection of them. It's great. It's fantastic. I got them when they were finished. The bugs were all ironed out, and for fucking cheap. Instead of immediately going like, "Oh, this game's coming out this day. I need to spend $60 on it and hope it's great."
Fallout 76 was the last one to get me that way.
Yeah, Fallout 4 was like that with me. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna take this anymore.
And it what makes me fucking upset is it was between, am I going to get Fallout 76 or am I going to get Spider-Man for PS4? And I chose Fallout 76. And I watched the ratings for Spider-Man just going, and 76 going, and I'm just going,
Should have been on Spider-Man, dude.
I was like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm playing the game. Everything's good. Oh God, what's happening to my
face, like-
character? Oh God.
You were in like the denial phase, like, no, this can still be good.
Dude, I was hardcore denial phase, dude. I tried to play Fallout 76 for like 2 months, and it would piss Nikki off. And it would piss me off, too, because I would get like a little bit of progress, and then some bullshit would happen. And it would just keep happening over and over and over again. Like, I would be murdered by enemies I had already killed. I'd be in, some kind of scuffle with somebody, and they'd just warp across the fucking map, and the game would crash, and it was the weirdest shit, dude. I would log into the game, and my legs would just be gone or something. And then it would just break further from there. Like, I would still try and play it. Sometimes you'll be playing a game and it'll glitch and your leg or head or something will disappear and you move around a little bit and it just comes back. Like, it fixes itself.
Yeah.
That did not happen. It only got worse. Like, it was bad and that was as good as it got until it fucking crashed.
Ugh.
Yeah. I've played games where there's been like weird bugs and such, just like weird graphical shit. Like, Chad, you were in my live stream yesterday for a little bit when I was streaming SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, and I was trying to get that one sock that was in the path on like the sliding part. So, to explain that, in Battle for Bikini Bottom, in Jellyfish Fields, after you beat King Jellyfish, there's like a slide you gotta go down, but there's like an extra path you can jump down to, where there's like a sock for Patrick you can collect, which is like, if you get 10 of those, you get a golden spatula for it, which is what you use for the rest of the game. I was trying to get that like 6 or 7 times, and it kept like catapulting me off the thing. Like, it would slide a little bit, and then fucking slide me off the other way. I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn. It's bad luck, dude.
Yeah. I eventually got it, but it's still stupid.
Yeah, I saw you getting pissed. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I like Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's like one of the only good tie-in games you can get.
The movie game is actually pretty decent as well.
Yeah.
The one thing that I found very interesting about that game, though, was like, the voice actor for Krabs in that game isn't Clancy Brown.
Oh
obviously.
my god, that still pisses me off. Even for the remake, they didn't get him to re-record the lines.
Well, me too. But the thing is, like, you cannot blame the developers or the publishers for that one, actually, because they put out a poll on their Twitter saying, like, hey, do you guys want us to get Clancy Brown to do the voices for this game, for the remake, or do you want the original? And the fan base voted the original. And that's why Clancy Brown isn't in. They would have had him.
Are these people fucking stupid or something?
Apparently.
What the fuck? Why would you not want Clancy Brown to be Mr. Krabs? He is Mr. Krabs. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, it's like, if the other dude that did it, if he did a better job, great, have him on. But he didn't, really.
They probably misunderstood the question and thought that the original was like the original Mr. Krabs from the show.
Maybe. Hold on, let me see if I can look that up.
Never doubt the level of people's stupidity, dude. Not for me, anyway. I will always be too stupid.
True. Aren't we all?
I don't know. You guys seem pretty smart.
See, that's the thing. I'm good at acting smart.
The illusionist.
Secretly.
And much like Nate, I pride myself in being a well of useless knowledge.
Yeah, basically. I'm a well of video game knowledge. Actual.
You put quantum physics in my face. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
But I am gonna have to hop off, gentlemen.
Yeah, no worries.
Did my farewell, but it's good talking to you guys this morning, man. Good to see y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody that tuned in for my little bit in here. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry we started so late, but
Later, homie.
No, that was on me. I thought we were already started the whole time. Like when we were talking.
To be fair,
I thought that y'all had already started.
No,
to be fair,
I thought you were going to start it,
interrupted.
but then you said you were in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not even signed into Streamlabs.
To be fair, I should have interrupted us like halfway into the conversation. Like, hey, should Save this for live.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but I thought that we had already gone live and didn't want to be the guy that popped in like, "Hey, guy, hey, are we live? We're live right now."
No.
But yeah,
No worries.
I appreciate it, homies. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Later, homie.
Later.
Have a good one. Yeah, I think I found it. Speaking to Nintendo Everything, THQ Nordic producer Martin Blah said the following:
Martin Blue.
the voice work from the original was spectacular. That's a statement
Spectacular.
that's a statement I don't agree with, but okay. That feedback was universal from fans. So apparently the fans said the original voice actor for the game was spectacular. We wanted fans to recall the game that they know and love to keep the nostalgia alive. This is an example of Purple Lamp's approach to development. So yeah, it was the fans universally said keep the original voice actor in instead of Clancy Brown because apparently this voice actor is better, which is a statement nobody on earth
Absolutely not.
should agree with.
Fucking fans of
How-
the game. Even as a
Which
kid, when I played the original, I knew that wasn't originally Mr. Krabs. Like, where the fuck is Mr. Krabs at? Like, what are these people
Which
smoking to think that the voice in Battle for Bikini Bottom used was better than Clancy fucking Brown, the guy who actually created the character?
I was gonna say which fucking fans did they ask? The one in the psych ward?
Like, Jesus
What?
Christ, man. Spectacular just threw me off. Like, what the hell?
That was actually, unironically, in the article. That was in quotations from the THQ Nordic man.
Like, I understood why he couldn't do it back then because he was working on, like, other projects and shit.
Oh yeah, other
But
projects.
nowadays he
plus-
could totally do it. But why the fans think that the original voice for the game was good? It's just that just pisses me off inside, not outside, but it's like inside. It's like, what are you people thinking?
Yeah, I don't get it. People are weird, man. They don't know what they want. Which is another thing that pisses me off about video games as well, and it's not even because of the video games, it's because of the fans. People don't know what they want a lot of times.
Yeah, well,
It's like, give us this. Okay, we'll give you this. This is boring. Give us something different. Okay, we'll give you something different. We don't want this. This is too different. What do you want?
it's basically Sonic the Hedgehog for the last almost 30 years, or actually more than 30 years, actually, because it came out in '91 and it's 2022 right now.
No, I've really noticed with people is like people essentially want the same thing, but just more of it, and maybe a slight change to one or two things. That's about it. They just want the same thing, but more of it, and maybe slightly a little bit different. But they don't know they want it, which is what pisses me off, because they won't let people experiment with anything. It's like, we want this, but we think it'll be better if we do this. No, but we don't want that. You don't know that, fucking.
Jesus.
Ugh.
You know nothing.
It's like, let people try things. If it fails, it fails. And if it's great, then great.
Then shut the fuck up.
Exactly. I was like, no, we want this. Shut up. No, you don't.
You don't know what you want. Go back in the fucking night, crazy guy.
Go back in the hole, take a pill, and sleep.
No, get back in the basement.
Get back in the cupboard, Potter.
Yeah, well, speaking of fan shit, we were talking about Undertale earlier before the stream started.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did.
Yeah.
What about it?
I don't know, just figured to mention it.
Well, I think. No. No, I respect Undertale. It's just not really my thing. And the fan base is infuriating.
Yeah, a lot of fan bases are like that.
Absolutely. But again, that just speaks to the nature of fandom. It's with anything.
Well, what the hell are we talking about now? You got any more soapbox rants you want to go on?
What soapbox rants haven't I gone on is the thing.
We'll try to think of one. We need to keep the show alive.
I could talk about how horror isn't really horror anymore. Have I talked about that yet?
How what?
How horror isn't really horror anymore? Have I ever talked about that yet?
I don't think so.
Because it's a statement that many people disagree with, and they will instinctively defend it emotionally by saying like, "Oh, but this movie or but this game," and I'm like, "Well, but not really," because I don't know if you've been much into horror games at all. Like, I don't know if you have any experience.
Recently, or
Any time, like any horror game that you've played that you've been like, "Oh, okay," or even shit ones.
well, I've played a lot of shit ones.
Tell me about them.
Well, I believe I mentioned Antarctica '88 before on Xbox One, where it's basically just a Russian retelling of the thing.
Oh yeah.
But there's one in particular that I couldn't really figure out. It was called Injection Pi 23, no name, no number. And it's based off like a real Spanish town or something like that, which was interesting to look at. But there was one part that fucked me up like an hour into it, where there was this tall creature looking thing. I can't remember what it looked like. It's been so long since I played it. I could not figure out how to get past that. There was like a tower you could climb up and shit, and I couldn't figure out what to do in there. I tried looking up walkthroughs, but that wasn't really helpful. So it's just like, what am I doing here? So I just gave up on that.
Can't say I've ever heard of that. Looking at it, it looks kind of interesting.
What, Injection or Antarctica '88?
That injection came.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't. I forgot what the first one was named, but yeah. No, but like, with horror games, there's some that try, like, what's a good example? Fucking Outlast, for
Yeah.
example. That is a game that tries to do horror, and I think it does it in comparison to everything else that's come out around that time and later in it does it better than most. But I still feel like there's something missing with that one. Like it feels like, especially the second one, the first one kind of goes into it a little bit, but it just feels like it's going into a Scooby-Doo chase at a certain point.
That's what I
If you kinda
feel that what fails the horror genre, that it falls back a lot on the same tricks.
Exactly. But oh, you were gonna say something?
Yeah. I was going to say there should be more surreal horror, like shit you would never expect to be in a fucking thing. Like some of the scenes from
Yeah.
The Shining, where it's like that weird, that one scene where she's looking in the bedroom and like the bear costume and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There should be more
Yeah.
of that shit slipped in there.
Well,
Like really
that's
switch it up.
that's the thing about it. Is like I completely agree with you. Surrealist shit and like psychological horror is way better than just boo, here's a scary monster. But the the problem that I personally run into is Silent Hill exists.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 exists. And Silent Hill 2 is a masterpiece in horror writing. And I find it very hard to make a horror game that goes into that surreal psychological horror without it looking like Silent Hill 2, both in development wise and just like looks wise, I guess maybe. And I find a lot of games also do that. Like they're just like, oh, we can't think of anything else. Might as well copy Silent Hill 2 again. And that holds things back a lot. But the problem is I don't know how to make it better or different than Silent Hill 2 without it turning to shit. If you know what I mean.
That's a lot of things as well. It's like people don't know what exactly made that thing good to begin with when they're copying it. You know, it's just like what exactly was the one thing that drew people to this to begin with that we could sort of put our own spin on later on. They're just like, oh, this happened in here and this happened in here. Let's just put all that. That's nostalgia baiting, right? It just fucking.
Well, it's not even like they're not trying to make something different,
No, of course not.
but because of how much of horror has already been explored and how fucking amazingly well to did it, it just subconsciously kind of I feel like starts going into Silent Hill 2 territory without them even really meaning to. Like they can think of like all these different plot lines that differ from Silent Hill 2, but then there's like that one connection that's like, oh yep, now it's completely just Silent Hill 2. Now it's just a copy. Now it's not even a new thing anymore. It's like, oh, man goes to scary town. Okay, interesting. Why? Because it's a figment of his imagination. Silent Hill 2. There we go.
Yeah. Well,
The monsters represent Silent Hill.
yeah. I think the only game that doesn't have like a basic white guy, the only Silent Hill game that doesn't have a basic white guy traveling through a misty town was Silent Hill 3 with Heather Mason.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
But I feel like Silent Hill 3 was more. Silent Hill 3 was scarier. Silent Hill 2 was more psychological.
Well,
I
what
feel.
what exactly is the difference there? Like, say scarier, like in what exactly in the terms are you talking about here? Because I've only played it once in my life and I don't really remember much from it.
So, with Silent Hill 2, right? To set it up a little bit, it's not like you're sitting behind your TV, in front of your TV, rather. If you're sitting behind it, you're
Yeah.
very
So yeah, fucking
you're very
telepathy.
flexible. Yeah, you're very flexible if you can do that. But you're not really sitting there like, you're more sitting there like, oh fuck, this is spooky. Oh fuck, what's gonna happen? There's not really any jump scares. It's complete atmosphere all the fucking time. The monsters aren't even like really chasing after you.
Right.
They're more just horrifying beings that are just there, and you are just an inconvenience that appears in their vision. They're like, even when you hit them and kill them, they're just like, oh fucking stop.
Yeah.
And
That's an interesting concept too. It's like the monsters in there, like, does it work like it's different for everybody? Like, say, one of the monsters that you see is actually a normal person, like a Catherine sort of situation, where you see everybody else as sheep, but they see you as a sheep.
It's very. It depends on the person what happens in Silent Hill, right? Like at least in 2. In 1 and 3, it's way different story.
Right.
But in 2, it's basically like, yeah, the protagonist sees all these fucking weird monsters, these sexy nurses, because of what the fuck's going on in here. Pyramid Head as well, which is why it pisses me off that Pyramid Head appears in every fucking Silent Hill.
It's
He's,
like
he's a fucking representation of the Silent Hill 2 protagonist, motherfucker.
it's like, oh fuck, right out of ideas. Who do we use here? Pyramid Head, perfect. Let's slide that guy in there.
Exactly. But then there's
There's a
another
leaky piping.
character.
Pyramid Head, get him on that shit.
But there's another character in Silent Hill 2 who like she sees everything around her is on fucking fire all the goddamn time. And there's a little girl.
The turtleneck lady.
Yeah, the woman that you meet in the graveyard.
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah. And there's a little girl, for example, who doesn't see anything because she's an innocent little girl. So it varies from person to person. But yeah, Silent Hill 2 is very like it's a very oppressive atmosphere. It's very dark and gloomy, but it's not boo scary, right?
Yeah.
Silent Hill 3, because it continues the story of 1, the story kind of suffers a little bit, but the the way that they did the art design in that one and the monsters, fucking freaky they are. It's a lot more actually like viscerally scary instead of psychologically scary like Silent Hill 2 is. That's the kind of main difference. Like in Silent Hill 3, you'll see giant fucking monsters with no faces twitching at you.
I call them
It's like
I call them sausage roll monsters on my first playthrough.
stock and boppers. But yeah, like you'll see those motherfuckers just twitching at you, and you're like, gotta get away, fuck. That doesn't really happen that much in Silent Hill 2. So that's why it's a little bit different in terms of what kind of scary it is. That's a very TLDR way of kind of putting it.
Yeah. Last time I played both those games was on the HD collection about 6 years ago.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That was the only
collect-
accessible version to those games that I had.
That collection is so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah, I heard people didn't like that for obvious reasons.
Hey, let's remove this key fucking thing.
Yeah, wasn't it like they lost the source code for that game?
Yes, actually. They lost the source code completely, had to rebuild it from scratch, and I think they programmed in fog, but I think it just bugged the fuck out and they could never fix it. I think that's the case.
Yeah. Then they had to slap in Troy Baker for the new voice lines.
God damn it. Silent Hill has just been treated so fucking badly. Resident Evil as well, but Silent Hill got shafted so hard. At least Resident Evil is still continuing. You
Yeah.
fuckers.
But they're just cutting off people's left hands now. Yeah,
Dude.
left hands to Resident Evil is what nutsacks are to Outlast.
I was gonna say, what the fuck is with that dude's left hand?
Yeah.
So like, no, you can't have that.
Like Ethan just cannot use his hand ever. It's just like, is there like
Is
some
he-
weird
is-
Christian undertone to it?
Is he like a chronic masturbator or something? Is God punishing him? Like, no, fucker.
Well, I mean,
Uh.
in 8 there's a big booba lady, so that could be the case.
To be fair, yeah. If I had a minute to myself, I would just be like,
Honestly, can I just say I never understood the thirst. Well, I can understand it, but I never understood it at first. With like the thirst for Lady Dimitrescu. Like there are
completely
other ones out there, and this is the one that people are just like fucking saying is better than the last ones. Like, I don't know. I never got that.
I mean, come on, dude. You got a big, giant woman, both in boobage and in length. And
Right, but
she's like
How
dominating
do you
your
manage
ass.
that though? It's like she's like 10 feet tall.
You don't manage that. You let her step on you and insult you, and then you get a big fat boner.
Well, I don't. I don't fucking understand. I never
Dude, you need to
understood
step ladder up on that bitch.
that fetish. I never understood that. Like why they want to be fucking.
It's the mommy thing. That's genuinely it, dude. It's people just want to caress them and insult them.
You know, it's fucking weird, man.
I revel in that shit. I don't.
Yeah, you don't gotta tell me twice, Mister Glistening Black Man and his memes.
It's funny. It's not even like oh, these sexy black men. No, it's just funny. So fucking hard.
You're so
low-
fucking hard for him.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Your microphone cut out there for a second. All I heard was so fucking hard.
It was like fucking videos of low tier God telling you to slash gay men yourself, and then it hard cuts to gay black dudes twerking their booties with this hardcore music in the background. It's so funny. It's good spam material. If anybody's annoying, just post that at them. They'll immediately shut up.
Yeah. Well, weren't you talking about a guy earlier in one of the Discord servers you're in who is just like a huge bitch or something? You keep taking their roles away, and every time he
Oh
tries to
yeah,
troll you back, you just send him like gay black men or something.
absolutely. I send him more than that. Yeah, that's the main thing. He was just he was just posting the most unfunny like Reddit shit, and I'm part of a couple servers that's like deliberately, because I'm in all of these public servers where you have to kind of like dumb down what you say and kind of dumb down what you post.
Yeah.
We all have a couple servers that we deliberately made to be completely uncensored and just be as offensive as possible, just so it doesn't spill out there in the
Yeah.
public, right? And this dude joined in from one of the public servers into one of these uncensored degenerate servers, and he was complaining about our post, about what we posted, and then posting all of this unfunny shit that nobody was laughing at except for himself. And so we just started fucking with him just a little bit, and he got so angry from it that we just decided to keep going, because if his buttons are getting pushed that hard, and then I just started posting gay black men at him twerking their booties, and he lost it. He got so actually angry at me. He started spamming shit in my DMs, and I just posted one picture of the naked barber, and he just flips out.
It's like, what is this in my Christian stream?
It's not even that. Like, he's one of those that he tries to be edgy, but he isn't. He's just one of those like kind of wannabe types. And when you know that you post way more offensive shit than the one trying to be offensive, it gets really funny. I really like. I'm so weirded out that I am not banned from every social media, because I will just fuck with people on my main account. I don't give a fuck about alternate accounts or nothing like that. I don't troll people on alt account. I'm not this pussy little bitch. I will troll you on my main, and I will troll you hard.
I have 70 alternate accounts. You will never know my main.
Dude, I don't remember the name of this website, but there was a website where you could just check like how many people have me blocked, and how many people have I blocked and shit like that, right? I have literally no one blocked because I don't care. You know what? How many people have me blocked?
Oh, good.
Take-
I'm afraid to know.
Take a wild stab in the dark. Just name a number.
Okay. Is it higher than 3 digits?
Yes.
How higher?
Almost 5 digits.
Oh God. 4 digits.
Keep in mind, my Twitter followers is like 80.
Oh God.
I have nobody.
I would say 5,000.
5,000. I've got it pulled. There it is. 8,627 people.
My God, man.
People I just go hard on people, and they instantly block me. I don't know why. I just post these funny little jokes, and they get really angry at me, and then I post a funny response.
I just want to make people laugh, but they hate me.
No, it is one of the favorite things that that I continue to do and will, that I've done for like a year or two now and will keep doing, is I found a picture of this really disgusting looking penis
Oh God.
with a face on it and legs on the balls, and it's just like really scraggly fucking red hairs, disgusting looking. I hate it, but I love it. And anytime somebody, like, every now and then I'll make a tweet and people will catch wind of it, and I will get people in my DMs screaming at me,
Of course.
of course. And literally all I will do, sometimes I'll post an actual reply, but most of the time, I just post that picture of the penis with legs and a face into their DMs while they're screaming at me.
That's just
And
your,
it just makes
that's your
me more
front
mad.
card. Just a fucking penis with legs.
Because I don't care. And they care so much. They will go into my DMs, fucking write a paragraph, whole fucking tirades, and I will just post a penis at them, and they will lose their mind. And I'll just be sitting back like,
They're just looking at it. It's like, what is this? What is my life?
I don't know how I'm so good at pissing people off, but I am, and I love it. Oh,
I think
Do
it's just
not-
mostly because of who you associate with. Like, you say that you don't care and they care immensely. That I think that pretty much says it all right there.
I mean, honestly, yeah. All my friends too, like, I've known some of them that like they're in the more public sphere. They're a little bit more on the known, and they have to like they have to keep their nonsense at bay, to put it politely. And like I'll because I associate with them and I say the wildest shit sometimes. Someone will come up to them like, "Hey, did you know Nino said this and this?" And because they're good homies, they're just like, "Yeah, that checks out." Like, aren't you gonna fire him? Aren't you gonna do something about it? No, because I know the real Nino.
It's like going to school or something. You're like trying to tell on somebody, and the teacher's just like, don't fucking care. It's just.
No, it's like it's if you don't have that circle of friends, like there's some people I know that are in a shit situation because all of the people around them are snakes that will stab you in the back to get a leg up. If they say
Well, snakes
anything,
don't have legs.
like, if they say anything wrong, these people will take it, twist it, and so they can get up. So they're in a very shit predicament, right? But I am very lucky in that sense because these people that I associate with, they get a lot of fucking shit from associating with me and hiring me for shit. They people send hate messages, dude, a fucking lot because they see my name or one of my friends' names because we're not in the sphere, I guess. But if you have those friends that will just stick up for you like that, even still, like they might even lose their position in this sphere. Those are real friends. Like they hang out with me because they like me, and they just put me on these projects, and then people shit on them and on me because I'm in the project, and they don't care. That's a very, very rare thing that I'm very, very thankful for. That's not something not a lot of people have.
I unfortunately did not have that because in school I was always the one that got in trouble in certain situations. An accident happened, I got in trouble because I was the bigger kid and I always got labeled as the aggressor in the situation, even though I did nothing wrong.
Oh, that always sucks, yeah.
Sometimes I was the aggressor, but for good reason, because they were pissing me off and they shouldn't. They're just being little fucking assholes. Like one time I smacked a kid's head into a locker. Understandably, I should not do that. But even in most cases, I was still like labeled as the aggressor just because I was bigger than the other kid. And it's just it's a weird prejudice against tall people.
Tell me about it. I'm 6'7", dude. The amount of prejudice I get, holy. Thankfully, not in school that much though.
It was like almost every day for me. Well,
I just got more.
during like elementary and middle school, around high school, it kind of started to slow down a bit because I stopped giving a shit as much.
Oh.
Yeah, but Middle school is like the worst fucking time for me. Like 6th grade and shit. I hated being there because it was
Yeah,
like a new system I had to get adjusted to, and all the kids were just like even more dicks than they were in elementary school. And after having the sex talk, and,
oh yeah.
and it's just like it was just a horrible time.
Yeah, I remember people like I know some people that unironically talk about high school like or well, our equivalent of high school. Like high school was so great. It's like no dude. High school was a fucking nightmare. It's not fun. The people who say that shit were like the popular motherfuckers. And they just like
Yeah, quote unquote popular.
yeah, exactly. It's genuinely like I don't think my college days were one drunken drug induced blur, so I don't remember much of that. But high school was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Even as a kid, when I saw those shows about high school, I was like, "You can't fucking fool me, man. I know this shit's not gonna happen to me. So just fucking whatever."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, I have a twin brother, right? Like a fraternal twin, and we varied very differently in their personalities. Like how it started off was I used to be the louder one, and my brother used to be the quiet one, you know. But he had more friends than I did. He just like he kept it in that circle. I tried to make the friends, and nobody wanted to be with me. Hardly most of the time. But as
Yeah.
I got older, you know, I turned out to be the more quiet one, and he was the more the social butterfly that actually had the friends with them. Yeah. Because I realized that nobody wanted to deal with my shit, so I'm just like, no, fuck you. I'm just gonna go over the other way.
No. I basically stayed quiet.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, leave me alone. Apparently. Wait, how old is this? July 14th. Okay, so not that long ago. Apparently Sony is doing a new loyalty program.
Oh, do tell.
It aims to reward gamers with digital collectibles, PlayStation Store products, and even PlayStation Network wallet funds.
Well, that's something.
Let's see. Earn rewards completing activities that range from competing in tournaments to earning trophies. You could be a trophy hunter for money. Ah.
But
Also
only,
do
but
a
only
tur-
in-store money.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, free games. If you're like, you know,
Well,
with the
when you
tournament-
put it like that, sorry.
Plus, I mean, with those tournaments, I'm sure they mean tournaments from like all kinds of fucking games.
Yeah.
So you can, if you're good at like some multiplayer shooter game or some shit, you can go and do those tournaments, get your name out, maybe get some money from it.
Yeah, speaking of that, John Tron put out a video yesterday about like pro gamer compounds where it's like I'm sure you've seen those kinds of videos before where they like build giant fucking like buildings and shit for certain things. And they're always in
Yeah.
LA too. They're always in fucking LA. This is like
Yeah,
that I believe is where the stupidest people live, just in fucking LA. Just
yeah.
like
It's where all the Hollywood business happens.
yeah. Like take Uncle Roger for example. He reviewed a video like the most expensive house. It was like the guy put it off as like a $500 million house, but it turned out to be less than that. It was like 142 million. But he put it off as like a $500 million house, and it was mostly white. The artwork,
Only immediately 140 mil.
yes, and it was mostly white. There were no walls anywhere, or like any doors with walls in them. Like, there was a few patches of grass, and the guy buying the house was so surprised. He said he never walked on grass before, which is just the biggest fucking what the hell line. Just,
I know he definitely probably meant I've never walked on grass inside of a building. But that is a stupid fucking statement. I've never walked on grass or touched grass.
Yeah.
I've never touched grass. Great, play Dark Souls. You'll fit right in.
But shit, man. Just shows that people are all sorts of fucking stupid. Only in LA though.
Oh no, stupidity is worldwide.
Mostly in
It's
LA though.
LA is very concentrated stupidity.
No pulp.
No juice, only concentrate. Yeah, I've got nothing anymore. Plus, I'm getting kind of hungry, so what do you say we close this off?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's another podcast for you there. Again, sorry we keep starting these late. It's just shit keeps happening. I keep expecting Chad to do this shit because whenever I do it, we keep skipping frames at the beginning. I just expect something to happen. Like, I still don't take into grasp the fact that he had me, like, as part owner of this channel, so, like, I kind of forget to take the reins most of the time. I'll just, if something weird happens again, then I will try to get it on top of it. We'll do it at our scheduled time, possibly next week. I don't even know if I can stream my own channel
If
today.
If something happens to the stream or whatever, just always blame Chad. It's his fault.
Damn it.
Hashtag blame Chad.
Anyway,
Let's get that started, guys.
no.
Everybody go on Twitter, make a tweet, hashtag blame Chad.
There's probably already one like that for a different reason. I always think of like different hashtags and shit, but then I look them up and it's like, oh, there's already one like that. Shit.
Me and a bud had a lot of like, we just came up with Twitter handles for fun. And it was just an entire list of fucking names. Just like, deep vagina, huge anus, gigantic pecker. And they were all available. You could all still use them as Twitter handles now.
Ridiculous. Anyway, that's a good one to end on. So yes, we will try to get things on time next week. We actually will here. I will try to sign in into Streamlabs around the same time in case Chad can't start it himself. So yes, and we'll probably have more topics to discuss because time moves by pretty fucking quick. So for anybody who
Yes.
just popped in a while, I don't know if there's many, but thanks for just chiming in when you did. And for those of you watching the archive later on, really appreciate that. We'll probably have to make a joint PayPal account in case people want to make donations and such somewhere down the line.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, just like,
We could focus on that later when everything really kicks off.
yeah. Just an idea, though. But yeah,